this pathetic planet from the face of the galaxy.
The Force fights with me!
Get on those gun turrets!
Bring her to me.
All Republic forces, pull back!
It is too late to retreat, Admiral. There is no escape for us.
You are strong, child, but I will break you.
I'll never fall to the dark side.
This is but a taste of the dark side.
Huh? What? Oh, sorry. I didn't see you there. My attention was kind of focused on the Twi'lek dancers. Look at them waggle those head tails. I don't normally go for these alien girls, but I've had some bad experiences with my own species lately. Maybe it's time for a change. Know what I mean? You're here about that? I guess Zax must have mentioned me to you at the bounty office. Fair enough. I don't care who takes her out. Just so long as the job gets done. I can't let her get away with what she did. That wench tried to cut me with her vibro blade. Because she's crazy. She started screaming that I was making advances, and the next thing I know, she's coming at me with a knife.
Yeah, right. Sounds to me like she was defending herself.
I admit I was drunk. Maybe I got a little fresh. But it was no big deal. She didn't have to cut me. What? I can't do that. Think how it would look. I work for Davik. I've got a certain reputation to uphold. I can't let her get away with this. There has to be payback. Although, I do feel a little guilty about all this. Dia's a good-looking gal. It'd be a shame to kill her. Tell you what, I'll take 200 credits in exchange for lifting the bounty. Don't worry. I'll stick to my end of the bargain. I'll go tell Zax right now that the bounty is off the table.
I told you to leave me alone. So give me some space, Bug-Eye. Your breath smells like bantha poodoo.
Kuyami Juski Chika Nai. Tong Patoga Smaktilia. Dabi Yubong Kuki Pankpa. Tong Itwamaji Human Act in Ikatune.
Who you call a little girl, Chuba Face?
Kubabatu Conchi. Jiska Soki Kupa Bona na Chachu.
Just a sec, boys. Sawbar, a little help here? I need you to rip the legs off some insects. Quit complaining. You can finish eating later. Besides, you need the exercise, so get over here.
Jiyokaku. Kinba Muli Radwana Ji. Kuyami Juski Chika Nai. Ubabaska Dwana Chichopa Muska. Jiska Soki Kupa Bona na Chachu.
You got a problem with me? Then you got a problem with Big Z. So unless you want to take on my furry friend, I suggest you greenies hop on out of here.
Chupasa. Kinba Muli Radwana Ji. Kaba Volpa Murji Gumaya.
Hey, relax, Big Z. No need to be rude. Sorry about that. But Wookiees ain't much for conversation, you know? Say, I don't recognize you, and I know pretty much everyone in the lower city. You must be new down here. I guess that makes me and Big Z your official welcoming committee. It's not that strange. Most aliens can speak basic, they just prefer to use their own language. But I grew up here on Terrace, so I just sort of got used to speaking the native tongue.
You showed a lot of guts dealing with those Vulkars, kid. You got a name?
My name's Mission Veo, and this big Wookiee is my best friend Zalbar. I'd offer to give you a tour, but the streets down here aren't safe. But if there's anything else you need... We just kind of fell in together. It ain't easy on your own here in the lower city. Everyone's always looking to push you around.
So we noticed. Still, you seem like an odd pair.
When I met up with Zalbar, it seemed like a pretty good match. I knew we could look out for each other. With my street smarts and his muscle, we make a great team. Well, you came to the right person. If you want info on Lower Terrace, I'm the one to talk to. Davik, the Lower City gangs. I even got the scoop on that bounty hunter, Calo Nord. Davik's part of the Intergalactic Crime Syndicate, but I guess everyone knows that. But I hear he's got a new ship for his smuggling operations, the Ebon Hawk. I don't know much about space travel, but I hear that ship's fast enough to break the Sith blockade. Of course, this is all just secondhand rumor.
Where would he keep it, do you know?
If Davik does have a ship, he's got it locked up in his estate. Nobody gets in there, except the people working for Davik and the Exchange. There's only two gangs worth worrying about here in the lower city. The Black Bulkers and the Hidden Becks. Sometimes Zalbar and I hang out at the Beck base. The Becks are led by Gadden Thek. He's a good guy. Lost his sight in a swoop bike accident a few years ago, but even blind, he's a great leader. Not like that traitor Brezhik. Before he took over the Vulkars, he was a Hidden Beck. Gadden considered that ungrateful space slug his adopted son. When Gadden went blind, everyone figured he'd step down and appoint Brezhik in his place. But Gadden figured Brezhik wasn't ready yet. He wanted him to wait a few years. But Brezhik was too impatient. He left to join the Vulkars, and ever since, he's been waging a war to wipe Gadden and his Becks from the face of Terrace. This gang war in the lower city is totally the Vulkars' fault. They're the ones killing everything that moves out on the streets. It's like they've gone insane. When Gadden went blind, everyone figured he'd step down and appoint Brezhik in his... But Brezhik was too impatient. This gang war in the... Davik's part of the Intergalactic Crime Syndicate. But I guess everyone... I don't know much about...
Where would he keep it, do you know?
If Davik does have a ship, he's got it locked up in his estate. Nobody gets in there, except the people working for Davik and the Exchange. Calo Nord's one of the most famous bounty hunters in the galaxy. He's killed more people than the Iridian Plague. I've seen him kill people just for trying to talk to him. He hangs around Zach's bounty office, but I don't think he's looking for work there. All the postings there are small time, way beneath a bounty hunter of his caliber. I figure Calo's been hired by Davik to do a special job for the Exchange. I'd wager 1,000 credits that as soon as the quarantine ends, he'll be getting off this rock. You going? Yeah, this dive is pretty boring. No action around here. Come on, Big Z, let's go. Can't you think about something besides your stomach for 5 minutes? Come on. We'll go see if there's anything good to eat at the Beck base.
Uchua Penki, Tong Ituamaji, Human Act in Ikatune, Chi Ita Kanki, Chana Kilikon, Chiwak Aita Kanki. Ki Mulira Kun King, Tong Hituama Act Inkotune. Chau Baso, Chino Molirani Bubo, Tong Kimba, Loko Nexag. Patoga Yakuli Kokala Gigi! Tingkuin ko ka, tong hitwana ji sabkat agi inko tune, chuna mulira, tong pa nong kunek abog, Smilia! Tingkuin ko ka, patoga yakuli ko kala jiji! Ki mulira kun king, tong hitwama ag inko tune. Uba baska dwana chicho pamuska, kimba nikcha lora kun. Iyuma batmalyaw no wish, kakincha nawabakaon. Kun muliras limo poiwanga tog kimba, no kun neksag, chachiska. Topa na otobokasa. Topa na otobokasa, pampa ki mulira kun king. Changwa ba chinyo, shangli chama ucha, wish uyong kun. Kimba no kun nik lotcha, patisa, patisa. Kakincha nawabakaon, bagwa siyang kontimachit
Yes?
Hey, you can't just walk in here. This is the hidden back base. How do I know you're not a Vulcar spy sent to kill Gadon Thek? A lot of people want to go inside and speak to Gadon. He's a hero of the common folk. But the days of the Hidden Beck's open-door policy are gone. Between the Sith conquest and the Vulcar gang war, Gadon has more enemies than he used to. We're being careful about who we let in now. Well, we do need all the help we can get. And you don't look like you're with the Vulcars or the Sith. Besides, it's not like you can do anything to harm Gadon in the heart of his own base. Not with Zedra watching his back. Go in and speak to Gadon if you want. Just remember to be on your best behavior. The Hidden Becks are watching you.
You guys are behind with your payments. What do you think just because you're in some gang, you don't have to give Davik his cut?
Karatumpa kunpa yiya mokapata!
Punanay kachu. Hinking kuno ba mulirachi kun.
Tong na bunsha nyunyang.
Kamabol pamulji kamana. Runda di hotonga kun hongami. Wana kun bez ching palamule. Tongking ba nunotek. Tugning chatukune mulerabes.
Ah, so you want to play this the hard way. Okay.
Tunipudu! Rana no prata no sercha ichua penki.
Watana wamamulira. Kenchun jupashak. No wabulimuli raji. Jonitun turji chiwi itado. Bola una dichek. Palamuris limawanga kun bisching.
I knew you boys would see reason. Now get out of here.
Too bad. I was looking forward to cracking some heads.
Maybe next time, Canderous. Better get this over to Davik. I'll call you if anyone else gets behind on their payments.
Those Vulcars are dumber than a Coruscant granite slug. They actually think being in that pathetic little gang of theirs makes them important. Gaddon keeps his hidden Becks in line, but Brezhik's getting dreams of grandeur. If Davik's smart, he'll slap that young punk back down. I'm someone you don't want to get on the bad side of. And I'm not one for small talk. I don't have time to stick around here anyway. Davik's got me working on a special assignment.
Yes, what's on your mind? I guess I did say you could ask me questions later, didn't I? Is this really necessary? Oh, well, it was an interrogation you wanted. Why didn't you say so? No, I was just joking. Though you do seem to be full of questions. It's rather refreshing, to be honest. Let me ask you something first, though. I've been going through the battle aboard the Endar Spire over and over in my head since we crashed. Some things just don't add up for me. Maybe you could tell me what happened, from your perspective. True. Bastila is as powerful as I say. She's the one who defeated Darth Revan, after all. I guess that no Jedi ability, no matter how powerful, makes up for being completely surprised and outmatched. We didn't choose that battle anyway. It got forced on us. Hell, I'm just as surprised that any of us are alive to talk about it. Come to think of it, it's more than a little surprising that you happen to be here, isn't it? I mean, just what is your position with the Republic fleet anyway? I don't know. Unless you consider that you were a last-minute addition to the crew roster and you just happened to be one of the survivors. You were the only one. Not to mention that Bastila's party was the one who requested your transfer. The Jedi requested numerous things when they came on board. I mean, hell, they practically took over the ship, as far as I could tell. Considering your connection to Bastila and the Jedi, whether you know it or not, your presence here seems a little convenient. I'm probably wrong, and this is probably nothing, I know. I learned a long time ago not to take things at face value, however, and I hate surprises. I mean, I have to expect the unexpected, just to be safe. Look, it has nothing to do with you personally. I don't trust anyone, and I have my reasons. And no, I'm not going to discuss them, so can we just keep our mind on more important things? All right. You're pretty damn tenacious. You know that? We'll talk about it, but later. Right now, I just want to get going.
Chikun idahaldonga, ikin kuno pamulera chikun. Simo podona rundihodunga ku hunkabe. Chi gratulo da pograshi oni un compa chintono muchuba. Loda dita kun, ita patisa batua kachatutonga. Bagrasha kon tichaka Chubakaha, Chopa Chawachuish, Yunku, Jodo Jidbunga Rantang,
kumjus tak miki grabul mogo. Kachichu ita motunga. Dolbabank wale oganda naru chuchut. Moge siya ponka bola wana chikne. Pamule slimo podadada nanga kumbist. Mule rabes chi gratu loda pograshi oniun kompa chintono muchuba. Loda nita kun. Ita patisa batua kachatu tonga. Pagrasha kon tijaka Chubakaha chopa chawachuish yunku. Jodo jidbungarantang. Kava dumpa ku palia mukapata. Bunana chaku. Ikun kono bule marachiko. Tong nabung siya nunya. Kava volpa mulji kunna. Chanshak bulara. Umrao chiska duchi. On chubanjishka yanki. Titoke gratun. Kun chicha kun king kachachonobra. Bogra wala no tumbacha. Nechi chuna chubaching lorda itakun. Shagji locha wana wama? Kava volpa mulji kumuna. Kinchun shishineng chene kun. No bale mule raji kun. Wana mon kuzbes chingapula mulang. Tude rana prata. Dunko suche domam toma?
Kavadumpa kapalia monapata, bonanakachu, yin kin kun no ba mule rachi kun, tong nabun shanuyang. Ti unpa do punta krita, ak ti kondo una chabachisa wanki, ti toki grantu kon chichan kun green kanchan tu pro, bok wala no bok cha, nichi kon chuba kin lota ika kun. Tipuna, bonanakichu. Kin ba mule radwana, tong kin ba no kunok nek. Kava numpa kumpialia monokata, ranga kun bis kin no moruat. Kakin chana kwana bokon. Tangabun shan omnang, wanga kun bis kin ba mula rak, choni yun tun gigi ida dwana. Kava vulpa mulji gumana? Witimembo rangtong. Mulira on shaturing ni patoga wanga chonzi tse. Ika krotu haku jije, watu yama kama wona henak nek. Kin kun shi kakachin awana wamata. Nishi la chorga kin kun pala mona reji. Ching pala niska mule dun rata digin potranko. Searcha doma wana konda tama. Rundi I chawa tongbola Johnny Ku. Yuma wama nibo lora waisha waga shichi.
Takum just tak miki grabul mogo. Kachichu ita modunga. Dolbabank wale oganda naru chuchut. Mogesha ponka bola wana chikne. Pamule slimo podadada nanga kumbist. Mule rabes. Runda di hotonga kun hankabi. Wana kun bez ching balamule tung king ba nunotek tuk ning chatu kun mule rabes.
Genchopa chawi tikchok twis yun kun. Watu yama kama wona henak nek. Bugra shak kunti chiwa chawa. Dong abuk shami nonok. Bona na kachu. Kicha badwang. Wanga kum kiba bu mulera. Kakin chak nawa gawa bakon. Donk ki ba nukunek, tanga bok sha nak nong.
Tag bis tu ponko koki makpaka. Ching pala chiska mule tunarana nu prata tonko sicha tuma wamama tus keba toma. Nisha julorcha kinkuno bule rajiko.
Shagji kina lorcha watamwana, kin kun shishikin, nikin kun ban mularag jikun, wama kun best, ching pala mule, tune rana nu prata, donko searcha domatama? Witimembo rangthong, mulira un shaturing ni patoga wanga chonzi tse. Ika krotu hakujije, watu yama kama wuna henak nek.
Witam Boragantong, mulira siyang turong ni na potota tuangachun tize. Gruto haga jijiwa. Wata juma wana hu wama hulhu na tek.
Witimembo rangthong, mulira un shaturing ni patoga wanga chonzi tse. Ika krotu hakujije, watu yama kama wuna henak nek.
Chikun ita hodonga, iking kuno pamulera chikun. Slimo podonar di hodunga ku hunkabe.
Shagji kina lorcha watamwana, kin kun shishikin, nikin kun ban mularag jikun, wama kun best, ching pala mule, tune rana nu prata, donko searcha domatama?
Mucha hodonga ya fulke. Chachiska do punta kasapu baka. Panauto.
Mokao dangya foki, chachiska to punta kakaspaka, bano oto.
Takung just takmiki grabulmogo. Kachichu ita bodunga. Dolbobank wale oganda naru chuchut. Mogesha ponka bola wana jikne. Pamule slimo podadada nanga kumbist. Mule rabest.
Gigi hakuji lorcha kin kuna, bamule rigikun. Kaji chutula podoto punto ka. Witimembo rangthong, mulira un shaturing ni patoga wanga chonzi tse. Ika krotu hakujije, watu yama kama wuna het.
Kipona, ona na kajo, kimba mulera tuana, taupa botenya go jojo piti. Kawa tumpa kulpa iya mokata, wanga kumbis, kimba mulera. Ka kinchana kokba kon, kawa tumpa kulpa iya botenya, ka chichun na isa odunga. Taukum justak nike grabil mogo. Tulpa da vunko elegando da naga chuchut. Moga shampumpa, boya wana chikni. Ba mul slimo poda na wanga kumbist, mulira vest. Rundi haudonga tonkimba nang kongkek. Wana kumbist, chimpa ya mul, kunhunkabi. Tuknin tangjo kunne mulirabest. Jibedwana ni bobo. Tung namung sha nungyang. Muchitito aki jijaku. Tarish manarish. Tongjo ne ahakonong. Mulera yonunaze. Jijing wibedwana itawish. Muline bomoni, ubana tula boda, yami juice. Ayo honopis, tuula jiyokaku. Tonga buksha umenong, karavol pamujli, kumanabak mulira. Chuni yuntun Kawana. Tawavul pamujui. Kumana. Labulan na winkis matona. Yinkin slimo podona mulera chikun. Nova rundi hautunga kuhunkami. Chiyoka kolmolera. Quien conjo peshak. Nova muleraji. Kachicho naisa hautunga. Taukum justak mike grabil mogo. Torpadavun koyagan chibeduanani bobo. Tongmanun shanunjang. Labuda na winkis matona. Yinkin slimo podona mule. Kachicho naisa hautunga. Taukum justak mikega tulpadavun koyagando danako chuchut. Kawana. Chibeduanani bobo. Tongmanun shanunjang. Muchiteto aki jijaku.
Hold it right there. Who are you, and what is your business with Gadden?
Calm down, Zerdra. Nobody's going to try anything here in the middle of our own base. It would be a suicide mission.
You're too trusting, Gadden. Brezhik and his Vulkars want you dead. Anyone we don't know is a potential threat, and it's my job to make sure you're safe.
Do you want us to start attacking strangers on sight, Zerdra? Like the Vulkars do? I will never let it come to that. Now step aside and let them pass.
As you wish. You can speak to Gadden if you want, but I've got my eye on you. You try anything, and you'll be vaporized before you can say Vulkar spy.
You'll have to forgive Zerdra. Ever since Brejik and the Vulkars began this war against us, she's been a little overzealous in her security duties. The problems with the Sith haven't helped things. Zerdra seems to forget that I know how to look after myself. Now, how can I help you? A foreign army invades Terrace, declares martial law, and locks down all travel to and from the planet? You damn well bet I have a problem with that. If the Sith ever moved in down here, all the swoop gangs would unite against them. We'd use hit-and-run guerrilla tactics to pick them off. Their casualties would be enormous.
Don't fool yourself. The Sith would never commit to that kind of operation. They'd probably do something much more grand and deadly.
But so far, the Sith have stayed out of the lower city, and our strength is wasted on this stupid gang war. I tried to explain this to Brejik, but he and his Vulkars won't listen. The escape pods? You know, I heard the Sith have been asking around the upper city about them as well. But you don't look like you're with the Sith.
They might be spies, Gadden. They might be working for the Sith.
Calm down, Zerdra. If the Sith thought we knew anything useful, they'd have a battalion of troops kicking down our door. No, I think this off-worlder has his own agenda. I suppose I could tell you what I know. It's not like it could do any harm to me or my gang. But it might cause problems for the Vulkars, and that's okay in my book. The Vulkars stripped those pods clean within hours after they landed. It's too bad we didn't get there first, considering what my spies reported the Vulkars found. A female Republic officer named Bastila survived the crash. We Beks don't believe in intergalactic slavery, but the Vulkars aren't so picky. They took a prisoner. Normally, the Vulkars would take a captured slave and sell them for a nice profit to Davik, or an off-world slaver. But a Republic officer is no ordinary catch.
I still think Bastila is just a Republic officer. That could work to our advantage. Maybe she'll even figure out a way to escape from the Vulkar base on her own.
She's too valuable to leave with the Vulkar scum at the base. Brejik's probably got your Republic friend hidden away somewhere safe until the big swoop race.
You'll never find her. I'm afraid your friend has become a pawn in Brejik's game to take over the lower city. He's offered her up as the Vulkar's share of the prize in the annual Swoop Gang race. By putting up such a valuable prize, Brejik hopes to win the loyalty of some of the smaller gangs. Their numbers will allow him to finally destroy me and my followers.
So how do you propose we go about rescuing Bastila then? Well, we can't fight all the gangs.
The only hope you have of rescuing Bastila is to somehow win the big season opener of the Swoop race. I might be able to help you with this, if you'd be willing to help us. We both have something to gain here, and much to lose. The Swoop race is for the lower city gangs only. I could sponsor you as a rider for the Hidden Becks this year. If you win the race, you'll win your friend's freedom. But first, you have to do something for me. My mechanics have developed an accelerator for a swoop engine. A bike with the accelerator installed can beat any other swoop out there. But the Vulkars stole the prototype from us. They plan to use it to guarantee a victory in this year's swoop race. I need you to break into their base and steal it back. Getting into the Vulkar base won't be easy. The front doors are locked tight. But I know someone who might be able to get you in the back way. Mission Veo.
Mission? Gaddon, you can't be serious. She's just a kid. How is she supposed to help them with this?
Mission's explored every step of every back alley in the lower city. Plus, she knows the undercity sewers better than anyone. If anyone can get inside the Vulkar base, it's her. She and her Wookiee friend Zalbar are always looking to stir up a little excitement. They like to go exploring in the Undercity, despite the dangers. Your best bet is to look for her in the Undercity. But you'll need some way past the Sith guard post at the elevator. A simple disguise might have worked on the upper city guard, but the security down here is much tougher. You'll need the proper papers to get past him. Luckily, my gang ambushed one of the Sith patrols headed down to the Undercity. They never made it, and their security papers fell into my hands. Since we're working together now, I suppose I could give them to you in exchange for your uniforms. With the security papers, you won't need a disguise anyway. I like to be prepared. Eventually, the Sith are going to try to drive us out of the Undercity. Sith disguises might give my people the edge we need in a crucial battle. Good choice. Thanks for the uniforms. You won't need them with these security papers anyway. Now, is there anything else I can do for you? Your time would probably be better spent going after the prototype swoop engine the Vulkars stole from us. But I'll answer your questions if I can.
Very tactful. Are you itching for a fight or something?
How dare you? I should kill you where you stand.
Calm down, Zerdra. I'm not ashamed of what I've become. As you can see, I lost my eyes in a swoop racing crash. I rely on these artificial replacements to see now. But my blindness was not the worst consequence of my accident. My affliction was what eventually led to this war between my Becks and the Vulkars. When I lost my sight in the swoop bike accident, everyone assumed I would step down as leader of the Hidden Becks and let Brejik, my most trusted follower, take over. But with my ocular implants, I can still see well enough to lead this gang, and I knew Brejik wasn't ready to take over yet. Unfortunately, Brejik didn't agree with me. In a rage, he left to join our arch-rivals, the Black Vulkars. A lot of the younger gang members followed him, and soon he and his followers had taken control of the Vulkar gang. Brejik is a proud man. My decision was a public humiliation for him. Maybe if I had stepped down, this gang war could have been avoided.
Don't fool yourself, Gaddon. Brejik wants to control the lower city gangs. If you'd stepped down, he'd have led the Becks against the Vulkars. He wanted this war, one way or another.
I know you're right, Zerdra. Brejik won't rest until I am dead and the Becks are no more. But it's hard to accept the truth of his betrayal. Your time would probably... Not while the Sith quarantine is in place. Even the fastest smuggler ships can't break the blockade of the fleet surrounding the planet without the proper launch codes. Any ship leaving the Terrace atmosphere without the proper codes would be instantly disintegrated by blaster cannons, fired by the Sith fleet's automated targeting systems. Feel free to come back anytime. We're not like those Vulkar savages. Strangers are welcome in the Beck base.
Chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Agi inko tune chuna muri ra. Tangi wama jiko na. Tonki pa nonku nek abog. Jiyo kaku. Kinba muri ra dwana ji. Kuyami juski chika nai. Uba baska dwana chichopa muska. Jiska da soki kupa bona na chachu.
There's a bounty on your little green heads. I'm here to collect.
Just kronki do patslimo. Chi itakanki chana kilikon. Kinba muli ra dwana ji. Kinba noku nikset abog.
That's the plan.
What?
What?
Ready?
What?
Uh-huh. On it. It's open.
Stop right there, or I'll give you a blaster shot right between the eyes. Now, what are you doing here? No, I'm the one with the blaster pointed at you. I get to ask the questions. What are you doing here? Well, go explore somewhere else. There's nothing interesting for you here. This is your only warning. If you bother me again, you won't walk out of here alive. I gave you a chance to get out of here and leave me alone. Now you'll see why I'm...
Sure.
Hold on there, civilian. Only those with official Sith business are allowed into the Undercity. Unless you've got the proper security papers, you better just turn around and go back the way you came. Let me see. Yeah, these
look to be in order. Okay, you can go down if you want. Can't say I envy you, though. The Undercity is crawling with mutants. Rat ghouls, they call them. If you see anything moving down there, shoot first and ask questions later.